What's up, you guys? It's K-Mac here again, doing another Tophia video. I'm kind of mad. I meant to start this one like 2 hours ago, and it's already 8:30 at night. I guess I'm fortunate. Today was my last day of work. As I've said in previous videos, I work at a school, and I'm only a 10-month employee, not a 12. People think that that's all sunshines and rainbows, but you don't get paid during the summer. Just to let you guys know, you can choose to get 24 checks during the year instead of 20, but you don't get paid. Like, I don't get paid for the months that I'm not working there. I only get paid for 10 months of the year. So that's the downside. Again, I could change that, but then my checks during the year would be less so that I could get 4 more checks. Basically, I have the option of 20 checks or 24 checks because I only work 20 checks worth during the year. So, if you change it to 24, each individual check is smaller, but I would be getting them over the summer. The downside for me for that is because I travel, I'm going away over the summer to be with my beautiful, lovely, amazing wife. It doesn't make sense for me to not have the money up front since I'm going to be out of the country. It doesn't make sense to spread it out when normally that would make sense, like cash flow stuff. Anyway, I'm getting off topic now. Sorry about that. Shout out to the usual. Shout out to the lovely, lovely, lovely Tophia archive, who is always so awesome in making these and commenting back to me. Like she really, I really am a big fan of hers. God, I did so many timestamps on this one. Just people were even she's out of her mind in this one. This is another big crash out. Anyway, shout outs. Back to the shout out. Shout out to the lovely, lovely Tophia archive. Shout out to. Oh, let me close this, guys. Sorry. Shout out to Santoki. I don't even think she knows who I am, but whatever. Shout out to Heinz Bug. Doubt they know who I am either. And shout out to Vocal the Slugcat, who actually does know who I am and responds to some of my stuff, and I think might actually watch some of my videos. So if you're watching this, dude, it does mean a lot because, again, as I've said before, you were kind of the guy that really inspired me to start commenting in these videos because it just seemed like you were doing it and you were really chill at how you did it, and the way you joked was your humor and style was kind of similar to mine. So I was like, man, I should give it a try too because I feel like me and this guy are on the same page, and we have similar ideas, but at the same time, we do have some differences where we're not just carbon copies. But I think me and you are totally same page club if you're watching me here. And also, shout out to my new, or one of them's not new, but shout out. Sorry about that, you guys. And then final shout outs to my fans, Ray D, who was the first fan that was commenting and stuff when I was really new, and then someone else has been kindly commenting, and their name is Some Jing, I think. Somejing. Yeah, Some Jing, I'm guessing. The G is supposed to maybe be said long like that, like Some Jing, or just Some Jing. So those two people have left comments and stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Any feedback you guys have, I do listen to it and read it and take it. So anyway, sorry, this has been a longer intro than I meant it to be. I really wanted to get started, so we're gonna get started, you guys. And I can't let this one go on as long as the other one.
If you enjoy, please.
I just cannot do it.
Somebody literally told me to drop dead and sent me some message on Facebook. So I told them.
Oh, and just right now, you guys, if you guys hear noise or something, I'm just be honest. I'm just blazing a little bit. It was my last day of work. I have to go to a family function tomorrow, and then in 3 days, I travel to go be with my wife, who I miss so much. Once again, Tophia, you have no conception of the reality of the anti-immigration stuff that's happening. You have no conception. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. But I'll be going, over there for 2 months, essentially the whole summer that I don't work, and it's a long ass flight. From here to Singapore, and I've done this before. New York to Singapore, longest flight in the world, 19 hours. And then that's not even the full thing. Then from Singapore to my final destination is another about 90-minute flight from there. So roughly about 22 hours of flying. This time I'm going through Japan, so it's about 12 hours to Japan, another 12 to my final destination. And then I've also done through Korea, which is about 14 hours to Korea, and then about I think 8 or 10 from there. Something. It's a little bit not like Japan's essentially half. Korea's a little bit more than half, maybe like 2/3, third. And then I've also done the New York to Singapore, but there's another one instead of the direct one. There is one that stops in Germany to refuel. So technically, it's still like the longest flight in the world. It's just not the longest continuous one. It actually is longer because they stop to refuel, which takes 3 hours, and to get new crew and stuff. Sorry, this is so off topic, but anyway, it's just because I'm traveling, so I'm talking about it. Anyway, let's get back to Tophia. I'm sorry, guys. It's like 6 minutes of nonsense for me so far. That's my fault.
And then I said, tell me how that goes, right? You don't know, they can't tell me how.
Oh, and I have a fan on, so that might be why. Also, there's some other like background noise and stuff.
So now you're talking about my dead brother. What's wrong with people? Why did they just send people messages out of nowhere? I didn't do nothing. They messaged me first.
The audio levels look good, and I know that I still know there's feedback from her. I need to get a mic. It just hasn't made sense for me to get one before I go away, since I'll be gone 2 months, and like I won't really set it up until I'm back anyway. So.
No, because I don't get paid at all. But to you, show the message. I don't need to show the message. All you need to do is stay in your lane and STF. You don't need to ask what I.
Yeah, we need to stay in our lane, Tophia. Yeah, you're the one that's in her lane, right? You're always talking about shit you have no idea about. You're talking about investing in stocks. You're talking about people putting thoughts into your head. You're talking about getting $500,000 houses for free, yeah?
To provoke anyone. Just being myself is enough to provoke people. They just look at me and they get provoked. So let's not lie and say that isn't true.
What? So what does that say about you, though? Like, people don't look at me and get provoked. It's not a normal thing. And you can't say, oh, it's everyone else. If everyone who looks at you gets provoked, that's a you problem. It's like when it's like, when like 20 women in a row reject a guy, and the guy's like, what's wrong with all these women? Dude, it's not a problem with the women. It's a problem with you, bro. So
people look at my face. They are already provoked. I don't even have to do anything. People get mad at me for no reason. Just because it's me. And that's true. I ain't lying. From here, I don't have it set up for subscriptions.
Again, they don't get mad. They just troll you. There's a difference.
I don't really go live on Instagram like that. That's why. And I said posting content for free. Going live.
Isn't she live on Instagram right now? Isn't the platform she's currently on? I still don't know. She still keeps claiming she didn't get banned from TikTok, but that's her biggest platform by far, and I still don't know why she wouldn't be streaming on there.
I can talk.
It makes no sense. Owen Vogel made a great point about how she, she talks about how she makes content because she loves it, not for the money, but then she talks about how she wasn't even willing to make minute-long content because she wasn't getting paid for it.
Without having to feel like, oh, I can't say this because if people report my life into TikTok. Here's the thing: if you truly don't care, then you wouldn't report somebody, especially if they're live on TikTok. If you truly don't care,
oh, is she back on TikTok? Okay. I don't know. I've legitimately never installed TikTok in my life. Like, even during COVID, I had a neighbor who's like fucking 10 or 15 years older than me, and he was on TikTok. I was like fucking like 27. He was like 40. And even he was on TikTok. I've legitimately never installed the fucking thing. I've never installed Instagram. I don't have an Instagram either. I actually think I made one by accident with my fake book. I call it a fake book because it's a Facebook, but none of the information is real or true or accurate. I just use it because my wife needs me to have one. So
it's always bullying and harassment, but yet you don't care. So you cared enough to report someone, which means you're a big baby. It is what it is.
What? You just said they didn't care, and then you said they're a big baby, but then at the same time you report tons of people. What are you talking about? You talk about reporting people all the time about how people are so fucking mean to you, how it's not right, how you're getting bullied.
What someone says, you get sensitive about what someone says.
Wow, the pot calling the fucking kettle black. They get Tophia. you get so sensitive when someone says to you, you should get a job because it would help you to have money. Someone could say that to you, completely neutral, not trying to be mean to you, just giving you the straight facts. You should get a job because then you'd have money. And you would fucking flip out on them.
Did it? You would be reporting the lie.
You would go crazy. You report people all the time. You always talk about reporting people, about blocking people. Oh, why don't you just block me? Why don't you just report me? You do that shit all like oh my god, already I'm pausing so much. It's crazy.
And celebrate it. I don't even get sensitive about what people say. Yes, I do speak on it, but I don't report people's pages. I don't get people.
You liar! You talk about it all the time. Okay.
Taken down.
Liar.
They want to feel like Jay wants to feel, however he wants to feel. Let him. I did not report his live stream, his page, and I did not get his page down.
Liar.
For him to be lying on the internet saying that I said people to take his page down, he does not want to take accountability.
I don't believe, like, even if you did that, it's like Christian, where you think you have supporters in an army, but none of them would really do it. So I don't think that anyone did that, but...
It was probably someone else that you was talking about that didn't like you. I don't tell anyone to report anybody's page, unless it's a page that people are trying to...
I don't tell anyone to do that, ever. Well, unless it's X, Y, and Z. Then I do it.
...get taken down for other reasons that I don't know the person.
What? So you're not willing to report someone what? You're willing to report someone you don't know over something that might be no reason, but not... That made no sense. I'm not even trying to decipher that.
You care enough. Now all of a sudden you lose your page and you want to blame someone else instead of taking accountability for yourself.
Who are you talking about?
So much people on the internet. It could have been any other person, but you chose to blame me because I'm the easy target, and people are gonna come after me and blame me because they don't like me. Oh, and then if I was to show my report history and show that I never reported you, then
do it. Tophia, you talk about showing evidence all the time. You've never shown a shred of evidence of anything. Show this one thing. Show us one time that you're not lying. Just about anything. This is such a random thing. And you're right, you could prove it very easily, or I mean, obviously you could delete it or probably hide it or whatever, but if you're going through all that, if you're going to hide it and do all that shit anyway, then you wouldn't have been honest about showing it anyway, so we wouldn't be able to trust you. But you're a totally unreliable narrator. You're a pathological liar. I don't believe you. So.
You're going to say that. People are going to be like, well, it didn't even matter anyways. We really didn't even care when people was coming in my live stream whining and complaining that they cared, and literally in the Reddit. So you can't even say you didn't even care when you come whining and complaining. Then when I prove my innocence and I prove that, you know what I mean? Yeah. For my live stream got taken and I can no longer go live on my main account. Mind you, the reason why I was upset is because my live stream was wrongfully taken, considering the fact I do not have children. It wasn't because I was playing Sims. They tried to say that I abused a child. How am I abusing a child on live when I don't even have any kids? Do you know what that is? And especially the fact that, mind you, TikTok was getting shut down because they didn't want you to have freedom of speech. So if something happens,
yeah, that's why TikTok got shut down, because they didn't want you to have freedom of speech. I don't know who they is, because the government is probably who she's talking about, because with Tophia, it's like always it's always the government, like government forcing you to take jobs. Sorry, you guys, I'm kind of, hang on one second, I'm going to pause for a second. I don't even know why I say I'm going to pause, because you guys never know, you wouldn't notice otherwise. Sorry, guys, I have no here. And I'm back. Hang on a second. Sorry, you guys. I was having some computer. I was having some computer issues. I just tried to slide back where I'm sitting, and I just slid straight into not even a wall. It's like, oh my god, we're a window, a windowsill, sticking out. So it wasn't like I just hit the wall. I just got right in the middle of my back. Sorry. So far as 15 minutes video, I'm 5 minutes into her thing. Yeah. This is all me. I'm sorry, guys. That hurt.
Because why are you wrongfully taking my account and then making some sort of excuses to why you took my account? No, because that's not no robot.
They're trolling you.
That has a vindictive motive.
That's not a... They're Tophia. Once again, this is She really is paranoid, and I really do think she has schizophrenia or something like that, just like her dad. Her dad's not just bipolar. That the way he acts is not just bipolar. Again, I've said this before. I'm bipolar too. A little bit different than bipolar one. The manic episodes are not even close to as bad. So like when people who are bipolar like have a crazy manic episode out in public, I don't get ones that badly, but I am bipolar too. And I know it's, people think bipolar means, oh, you go from happy to sad in 1 second. Like, no, that's someone who's a moody fuck. Someone who's bipolar, it used to be called bipolar depression or cyclical depression. And it's basically where you cycle. You'll be depressed for X amount of months, then you'll be okay. Then you might be manic for X amount of months, then you'll be okay. It's not like you go from mean to nice to crazy to sad in 2 seconds. That's someone who's moody and has a different type of mood disorder. Bipolar is periods of depression followed by either periods of normalcy or periods of manias with time in between both of them. Again, it used to be. I honestly think the older name for it was more accurate. I think it was called cyclical depression or something like that, or bipolar depression. It was more descriptive. Anyway, sorry. I'm like off topic again. You guys
wrongfully target people and take away their freedom of speech. Me playing Sims has nothing to do with me losing my account because they tried to say it was generated child abuse or something like that. If that's the case, every single person on the app that plays Sims or even mentions Sims should get banned.
Of course, for Tophia, it's always an all or nothing, right? Oh, it's a job for everyone, or it's not a job. Oh, if it happened to me, it should happen to everyone on the app. She's an all or nothing type of person, She has no, God, what's the right word I'm looking for? She has no subtlety in anything. She has no discernment, just to.
What you're doing. Because if I got banned just for Sims, then every person that plays Sims, every person that mentions Sims, every person that has anything to do with Sims should get banned.
Yeah,
like me.
Because it happened to her, it should happen to everyone. That's always her logic. Fair. By the way, she looks horrible in this video. Like, her fit. God, she's so much. I didn't notice this before, like, female creators started talking about it and, like, commenters, but she has so much stuff caked on her face.
If Sims is not allowed on the app, then other people that...
Like, it looks like she's putting makeup on old makeup. Like, she didn't even take the old makeup off yet. Or maybe this... I don't know. I don't know enough about makeup.
But there's a difference.
It doesn't look good. She looks like... It looks bad. It looks like really, like, textury and, like, grand... I don't know.
For no reason. Because he's upset. And he's blaming me for no reason. There's a difference. I was not talking about him crying. I was saying he was crying at the wrong person and trying to place blame on me. I have nothing to do with why Jay lost his account. TikTok has everything to do with why I lost my account because they're the ones that review the account. They have to review my appeal before they...
Okay, wait, so she's talking about TikTok, she did lose her... So, okay, she says all the time she's not banned on TikTok, so what's she talking about now? Can I read?
Place blame on me. I have nothing to do with why Jay lost his account. TikTok has everything to do with why I lost my account because...
So, okay, so now, just so we're all on the same page... Right, 5 minutes, 58 seconds, Tophia just says she lost her TikTok account, even though every single time someone asks her if she's banned on TikTok, she says, no, I'm not banned on TikTok, what are you talking about? And every single time she says that, I say, why isn't she on there then? It's her biggest platform. It sounds like you were banned on there, Tophia, and you just let that slip.
They're the ones that review the account. They have to review my appeal before they make a decision. So yes, TikTok is to blame for wrongfully banning me.
So now you are banned. Dude, I swear to God, every other video that I've done on you, someone asks you if you're banned from TikTok. You say, no, I'm not banned from TikTok. And I say, why aren't you on there streaming then? I guarantee I could go to my channel and pick any of my videos and you will find me saying that in there. So, like, another lie.
Why is the best form of people to begin with? He literally paid someone to try to get news off of me, and then he tried to act like...
Who are you talking about?
He literally posted it himself on his page.
Who is he? What?
He posted on his own page that he was talking to the person who was trying to get news from me to say that I was stupid and thinking that that person was him. She's stupid. She thinks that I'm you.
I have no idea who she's talking about. Clearly someone was trying to troll her. Like, this looks bad. it just looks like shit on top, like makeup on top of makeup. I don't know. I
Which
don't
is
know
what the
enough
person,
about it.
and you're still sitting here defending him when it's shoved in your face.
But she
It's like a
looks like
slap
a
in the face.
clown.
You guys look
Like
stupid defending
bright red eye. Like
someone who literally posted his own evidence on his page. And then you sit here defending him. He's the one who posted that on his
I don't know who
page.
you're talking
You
about.
guys
I'm
look
not
stupid.
defending
You defend
anyone.
people
As
knowing that you do
usual,
that.
the Tophia she loves the word "you" to mean everyone except for her. She'll start out talking to a single person in chat. They'll say one thing, and the next second, she's talking about a completely different topic, and talking about you, talking about meaning everyone in the world but her. So,
Evidence. But you still go out of your way to defend that.
like,
It's
no
weird.
idea who you're
A
even
lot of you
talking about,
guys literally
who's being
listen to what I
defended, or
actually truly
anything.
have
So,
to say about me. Meaning that you also defend abusive people. Because if you stand by actually truly that stands by someone that abuses people, then you also agree with everything that she agrees with.
that's
If she's saying
okay. We're like not even 10 minutes in. We're already at fucking 20. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys. You can agree with someone on something, but not on everything. And that's a huge problem today in America. Everyone thinks it's like an all or nothing thing. Like you agree on everything, or you're fucking enemies. It's really bad. And Tophia is one of those people.
around people, if she's being buddies and friends with people that are racist, then she is also racist.
She's
Which
such a
makes you a
like
racist.
Tophia's such a victim. She like everyone in the world's against her. So like everyone's bad. It's just like everyone's bad to her. It's just
You should care about
no
the people
subtlety,
that you
no
interact with.
discernment,
You
nothing
should,
like
because
that.
if you're not vetting the people that you're looking at, then what are you doing? Because when you enter, that's like saying, I don't care what this person does. Then you should care about the ideologies of the people you hang around with. You can't be friends with someone
That's
that
true. You are the company you keep, right? But if this person did a singular bad thing, the rest of and they're generally a good person other than that, like what, they just harassed you specifically? Or do they go around like I don't even know who she's talking about, so I don't even what am I even why am I even addressing this? She's talking about some random content creator as usual. I have no clue who it is.
First of all, here's the thing.
Here's her about to project. So someone, again, I've heard things about her brother, pursuing kids. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know enough about him. Don't know enough about the guy. But she's about to go on a tear here about projecting about how it's really you defending this. I swear to God, I'm predicting it right now. That's where we're gonna end up.
You believe what anybody says online.
In fact, you're the one who defends the child abuser. She's gonna get there. And by the way, that's the way Donald Trump acts. Even South Park did an episode on it. Darvo, defend, reverse, victim and offender. All that type of
I
shit.
know my brother in real life. So if you're trying to say that I'm a pedophile for defending my brother, when did my brother ever have time to even interact with a minor when he was only talking to his friends on the phone? I know that because I was right next to him. I literally lived in the front seat. Let's not act like I didn't live in the front seat. I lived in a car with him.
Okay, that doesn't mean you see every single thing on his phone. Also, what about when he is on the phone not in the front seat with you? Like when the only person in the car working, was at work, or like when he was going to or from work, or literally what? Literally any other time, or any of the time you're in the front seat staring at your own fucking phone, not looking at his. Like, what are you talking about? You're keeping a 24-hour watch on your brother's phone? That's impossible. Shut up. I don't even know why I'm pausing for this stuff.
The whole time instead of doing work. And he also was a manager at Jimmy John's. And on top of that,
okay,
somebody that
he's a manager at Jimmy John's.
Investigation against them for touching.
Like, look at this makeup, you guys. If I have any female viewers, like, please tell me if I'm wrong, if this looks like makeup on top of older makeup. Like, she didn't clean off her makeup she already had on. Because it looks like so much to me. This looks like when I have to put, like, baby powder in, like, a sock or something. It's, like, caked on everywhere. It looks really bad to me. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a hater. I mean, she already looks like a clown when she does these like bright reds and stuff. That the time she tried to dress like the Crow or like Kiss, she literally looked more like a clown or like an insane juggalo, because the way she does it, and these bright colors that like you see on circus clowns, like I mean, it's unbelievable.
Why she no longer has her job at APS?
Like,
You won't
like look at all the is.
do that.
Forget it.
How is a predator going to call?
I'm done with looking at her appearance and stuff.
She doesn't want people to look into her situation and see what's going on. And
see, here it is. She flipped it around just the way Donald Trump does. She flipped it around. No, it's really her that's the fucking pedo.
I know her in real life. You don't know her in real life.
I know her in real life.
You know someone.
You don't know her in real life.
Tell you who they are. If you never met
she's the real one.
You can't be sitting on the internet judging someone. My brother works because
okay, Tophia, you sit. All you do all day is sit on the internet judging people. You're such a. You're the worst hypocrite.
My brother did not want to work for himself. My brother did not want to run a business. That's why. And when you say it was my brother conforming to the system, in a way, yes. But
wow, you shit on people, and you look fucking terrible here. Oh my god, Tophia Archive, why do you do this to me? You shit on people who work 9 to 5s all the time, and all of a sudden you're about to soften it for your brother. I cannot wait to hear your fucking bullshit here.
My brother never wanted to own a business. My brother wanted to be a mechanic. My brother wanted to work his whole life. Every time he would lose a job, he would get another job. My brother loved working a 9 to 5 job. I cannot tell him what to do with his life because I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you need to stop conforming, because his dreams was not running a business. His dream was being a pilot, a captain, and flying for the airlines. If you didn't know, my brother knew everything there was about the airlines.
I doubt that very much. I have a cousin whose husband is a pilot, and I actually watch a lot of pilot stuff because I did engineering for a little bit. I find it very fascinating. Watch a lot of Mentor Pilot and 74 Gear. The second guy specializes in Boeing aircraft specifically. First guy does accident reports in general. Mentor Pilot is definitely but they're both worth watching. But if you're gonna pick one over the other, it'd probably be Mentor Pilot. 74 Gear is a little bit more specific.
Said that he wanted to go through all the process of being a pilot.
If he wanted to do that, being a manager at Jimmy John's is not the way you go about that. I mean, unless he was like saving up to take like courses and like go flying and shit. If that's what he's trying to do, good for him. But Tophia, you shit on people who work 9 to 5s all the time, and all of a sudden with your brother, it's okay. It's okay with your brother just because for him he had a different dream than you, but everyone else who has a different dream from you and doesn't want to own a business is a fucking loser ass sucker. I bet Vocal comments on this exact point I'm making right here, that like you fucking dump on those workers all day, but for your brother it's okay because he was working towards being a pilot, which is still not owning his own business or anything like that. To you, anyone who doesn't own their own business or make fucking 300 grand a year off of social media is a fucking loser. So I guess your brother is a fucking loser in your eyes. Like, you're such a fucking hypocrite. And you know what? If your brother had stopped working, you would have said shit to him, because then no one in the car would have been fucking paying for anything. So fuck off. You would have been complaining at him all the time. Oh, I'm paying my share. You're not paying anything, even though he was paying fucking everything and you didn't pay jack. Fucking shit, Tophia. Sorry, I went a little bit of a tear there.
Airplanes that go missing, you just gotta say your Hail Marys and that's it. Because when an airplane's falling out of the sky, there is no survival rate, especially if you're without.
That's not even true. She's so stupid. She doesn't even know what she's like. Tophia, if you even, why can't you Google something before it comes out of your mouth? If you Googled it, you would know that. Like, oh my god, I'm at 30 minutes, you guys, and we're at 10 minutes. This is crazy. Like, first of all, not everyone dies. I don't know how to say that. Second of all, there's 2 or 3 cases of people falling out of airplanes. One of them was a famous Eastern European woman. I can't remember if it was her that landed in the jungle or if she was the one that hit a mountain. One of them hit a mountain and survived. This is someone that fell out of a plane at 35,000 feet. One of them fell out and like hit a mountain in a special way, and they were also like attached to part of the plane still, which took a lot of the force. And she like hit a mountain and then like walked out of there, you know. And then another lady fell into the rainforest and broke like a fuckload of bones and shit like that and survived. And you know, there's like the Al Haynes incident where, you know, the plane, the DC, I think it was a DC-10, lost all 3 independent hydraulic systems simultaneously, meaning that they had no control over any of the surfaces of the aircraft, no ability to, you know, control the flaps, anything on the airplane essentially, except for the thrust of the engines. This was back when you had like 4 people in the cockpit, 3 or 4 people in there, and one of them was like a engineer. And you know, so a bunch of them together, along with a guy in a passenger who just so happened to be a flight instructor for that exact plane. They managed to land the plane using just asymmetric thrust, which means they landed it by adjusting power between engines. They had no other way to manipulate any surfaces, anything like the elevators or the big rudders or trim or anything like that. All they could do is control engines. So the way you can do that is, you know, if you increase powers on one side and decrease it on the other, the plane will start turning. And also banking a little bit. Anyway, I'm getting into like engineering discussion here, but the point is, Tophia once again has no fucking idea what she's talking about. Yes, if your plane just falls out of the sky, the odds of you surviving are effectively 0, but it's not unheard of where people survive. And also, like, what are you talking about, fall out of the sky? She says planes disappear all the time. That's not true. One plane has disappeared in the modern day, and that's MH370. Air France, they knew what happened to it. They found parts. They just didn't find the flight recorder for years and years. But they found that shit eventually. We might find MH370 eventually. We might not. But we found pieces of the aircraft. We know that it crashed at some point in the ocean. Pieces of the aircraft have turned up on oceans around the world. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'll let Tophia go on for a little bit now because I just paused for a while and we're at 38 minutes.
So if you wanted to do that, that was on him. He also at one point wanted to go to police training and become a cop.
Sorry, so he wants to be a pilot and also a cop, so like a super cop pilot, so like, you know, like basically like Top Gun.
There are things that he wanted to do.
You can't want to be a pilot and want to be you can't be both of those things as a child. What?
I'm not gonna stop him.
She has no idea what her fucking brother wanted, which is pathetic. That you just bragged about how you were next to him in the front seat. You have no idea what he actually wanted to do. Oh, he wanted to be a pilot. He wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to be a firefighter. He wanted to be a doctor. He wanted to be a lawyer. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, Tophia?
A job if he wanted
God,
to.
she's
If
pissing
he
me
wanted
off.
to work his life, then he did. He didn't want to run a business. My dad wanted him to do things he didn't want to do. I'm not going to force him. He literally had a...
Oh, you're not going to force... That's great of you because you're... wow, you're such a fucking
change
hypocrite.
brakes. He literally took classes in high school to be able to do that. He wanted to work on cars.
So now he wants to be a mechanic. He wants to be a pilot. He wants to be a police officer. He wants to be a mechanic.
Where you could possibly
This is
work
like
on.
how a 5-year-old talks. I guarantee he did not want to do all of these things. He didn't want to be a mechanic and a police officer and a fucking pilot. What? You fucking shit on people working multiple jobs all the time. You think someone can literally be a pilot, police officer, and like
hot rods. He
and a
loved
mechanic?
cars all his life. He worked. And that was something that he loved too. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like a parent that tells him, oh, you can't do that. For me, when I want.
You definitely you were in no position to tell him shit because he had a job and brought in money and you sat in that fucking car doing nothing.
Dude, people don't care
God,
how
you look so
someone feels.
fucking terrible.
You make someone feel unworthy. I feel unworthy. You
You should feel unworthy, Tophia.
make me, you say, oh, what do you say? You say, oh, we don't want you to kill yourself. Then that's how you make me feel. And you don't care how you make someone feel.
What?
Because feelings do not matter to you because
Them telling you they don't want you to kill yourself is bad.
you haven't dealt with your own feelings.
What?
You have feelings from past hurt. You have feelings that you're still dealing with that you could care less.
What?
You push those aside and you don't care about how you make someone else feel because as long as you
What is she talking about?
That's all that matters to you is, hey, I made someone feel like shit. I'm proud of myself. That's a horrible way to live your life as a human being
Are you admitting that they get to you and make you feel like shit? Because you say all the time, I'm the shit. This is my fucking show. I'm the one you're here to see. Now it sounds a lot like the haters have gotten to you.
Some sort of enjoyment out of making someone feel like utter shit. No, I feel unworthy because anytime I try to do something, anytime I try to change myself, I've been going to therapy. I was
Liar.
paying the bills. I was paying the rent.
Don't believe you about therapy.
My family have a
I believe it was a counselor that you were forced to see at the previous shelter, and I believe, as I had said before, they were probably a religious counselor once I learned about that they were preaching to
place to
you.
live. People told me
Bullshit
I was not
therapy.
good enough because I did not have
Why aren't you still going to therapy then?
a real job. And
If it was a real therapist, not a religious one, it shouldn't matter if you got kicked out of there for religious reasons or not. They should still take you. They should be secular.
I was doing everything.
I mean, they might not be secular, but like if they're a therapist, not a religious counselor, their job is secular. It's not. They can't turn you away for religion.
That everybody was telling
Well, I guess they
me
get.
to do. So why were you harassing me if I was already doing what you were telling me to do? Because I didn't have a job that you wanted, then that's
No, it's
cause for
not
you.
the job that we want, Tophia. You have no income. Let's just break it down. I'm not even going to use the word job because that seems to be what she has the most problem with. You have no income. Okay? You have zero. Sorry, you made $11 last month. So your income is for a year. Let's see. $132 at that rate. That's your income for a year. $132 if you're making $11 a month. Okay? You have no income. If you can make income without a job on social media or whatever, power to you, okay? Don't get a job. I'm going to, instead of saying you need a job, I'm going to start saying you need income, girl. I don't care if you fucking get it. I don't care if you learn how to count cards and fucking turn the lights out at 10 casinos. I don't care if you learn how to fucking scam people. I mean, you're too stupid for it, but, like, at least you'd make money. I don't know. Like, yeah, God, what a fucking idiot. I don't...
You harassed me because I didn't have a 9-to-5 job just like you? No, I was paying the bills. I was paying the storage, and I was paying the rent. My dad's disability check did not cover a whole month's worth of
This
rent.
is total bullshit. We
They
all know
only
her
paid
brother
some of
paid.
it. I had to pay some of it because if you
We all know her brother and her
I had
dad's
to pay
SSI paid
monthly.
for it. We all know
were paying
that.
monthly. We had to make enough for the end of the month because a lot of these places don't do monthly; they do weekly. We were paying $300.
Yeah, these places, Tophia. You know what kind of places do that? It's places that you're reduced to going to because you've fucked up all your other places and your credits in the fucking toilet and you just got evicted and you trashed the building. Like, these are the reasons those things happen.
And something dollars a week at one place, and I was helping.
Like, that's why you're in these shitty situations where you're at a place that you have to pay rent weekly. Like, it's because you fucked up a normal situation where you paid it monthly. You guys fucked that place up. You guys trashed it. It looked like fucking hoarders. It looked like a fucking dumpster dragon lived there. Like, it wasn't Christian levels, but it was getting there. It was fucking gross. You guys were disgusting.
To contribute to that with my. A lot of these places don't do monthly; they do weekly.
So that's why you're, like,
$300
stuck in these shitty-ass
a
weekly
week at one
places.
place, and I was helping to contribute to that with my live streams and my social media. And when my live streams got recorded and taken down, that sucked because then I couldn't earn the money to be able to keep up the rent. I was paying $300 a week, if you can tally that up. My dad's disability did not make enough to pay.
There's no way you were paying $300. Tophia, there's no way you were making $1,200 a month and giving all of it to your family. There's no way, because you bragged about making $3,000 over like 2 or 3 months once. If you were making even $1,000 a month, you'd be talking about $1,200 every month. You would have been screaming it from the fucking rooftops, girl. And you're so greedy that you chose to live in a car instead of get off of social media. So, like, there's no way that you would have if like you would have given up all your money. There's just no way you spend shit on like no. It just wouldn't have happened. Just wouldn't have happened.
The whole month I had to do that, and
It's
on
just
top of
it's
that,
just
I had
not.
to pay
It's just
storage.
reality.
My
Like
brother
that would
asked me
not
if
have
I could
happened
give
in
him
reality.
$200 to pay off his car, and I said sure. I helped him pay off for that white Jetta that he had because he was making payments, and that was the last payment.
Oh,
he
you
needed to pay to the
you helped
guy
your brother
to get
pay
the
for
car.
something.
So I
Like
said
good
yes,
for
because we
you. I
needed the
mean,
car. He saw me buy this stuff, right?
like
I
cool.
bought
You're
the
hot shit. You
on
helped
sale. I
you
bought the
helped your
ice
brother
machine, right?
who paid for
But
everything.
I
Like
still
what?
paid the bills. Just because I was making 1,000 every month did not mean I still didn't have bills. My phone bill was over $100 because I was paying for mine and my brother's phone, on top of paying for the storage and other things that we needed. I was getting things that we needed. Pots and pans, I got that because we didn't have any way to cook. Laundry soap,
Oh my
I had
god.
to get that because we didn't
Oh,
have
sorry
any way to
guys.
wash.
I'm a fucking
Toilet paper.
idiot. I just realized. Sorry. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry guys. I might need to like finish this in
Sure, I
spurts.
had to buy that. Hygiene products, I had to buy that. Because how are we going to live and how are we going to take showers with no hygiene products? Hello? How are we going to use the restroom with no toilet paper? These places only
You are.
use so much
I'm
toilet
sorry.
paper.
Hasn't Tophia already said that she doesn't wipe unless she takes shit? So like you shouldn't need as much toilet paper as you should need the same amount as a man essentially. Like
We just have to buy our own. Some of you guys really love the question and say, what did you do? You didn't do nothing. Yes, I did. My dad's disability did help us. For some of them,
you didn't do
for
shit,
partial of the month,
Tophia. You're
but
so
I had
full
to
of
pay the
it.
rest of it. But
There's
I
no
have
fucking
money.
way that you gave up $1,200 a month. You're too greedy. You're too selfish. You wouldn't have fucking done it. And if you were making that much, you would have been bragging about it. Because to you, that's like some obscene amount. Even though Vocal had been asking it in the last video I watched of his. I believe the amount that because it happened to me one year, because I was only working part time at a college, and then COVID happened. So. God, I just lost my train of thought. What did Vocal say?
He didn't do nothing. Yes, I did. My dad's disability did help us. For some of them, for partial of the month.
God, I totally lost my train of thought. Let me pause for a second so I can remember it and not sound like a total idiot. God, I feel so stupid. I blanked out on what Vocal. I was just in the middle of. He had said something like exactly like what she said. I feel so stupid. I'm gonna pause and really try and remember hard. Oh, now I remember. Sorry, I totally blanked out mid-sentence. So he was asking about Tophia not having to pay taxes. I believe the amount is around 15,000. It might be 13,000. I'm gonna check really quick. Under what? I think it's either 13 or 15,000. Single 15,750. So to answer you, Vocal and Tophia, so even if she was making 1,200 a month, she still wouldn't have had to pay taxes. Just to throw that out there, she would have made just under it because she would have made 12,000 plus another 24. She would have made 14,000. 12,000 plus another 2,400, so she would have made $14,400. So she would not have had to file taxes if she was making if she was paying the $300 a week that she claimed, meaning she was making at least $1,200 a month. She would not have had to pay taxes or even file them. But sometimes it's advantageous to file them, like if there's stimulus checks and shit like that. Tophia probably has only ever filed taxes when she knew she'd get something out of it, like the refund check and shit like that. She has no reason to file them otherwise, because she would get no return. She would owe nothing, but she gets nothing back.
He had money in his Bible. He didn't have money at all.
How would you know money that he has? How would you know that he doesn't have money in his Bible unless you looked? That's the Tophia. Come on. You clearly fucking looked to check.
Don't even lie like that.
What do you mean, what Bible now? You just said his Bible. You know exactly what Bible.
And he got paid every month.
You can't have money on a credit card, by the way. You mean a debit card?
You go to jail if you don't get your disability check.
That's true. I mentioned that in the previous
You
video.
weren't able to pay.
How that impacted them pretty badly.
They stopped paying him because he went to jail.
Yeah.
Do you know how that works?
Yeah, we do.
My motel room. What do you?
Which just proves that it was him keeping you in that house and not you. It proves that you were not paying $300 a week and you were not the reason that you were in that you were not getting kicked out of there. You just proved yourself
I had
wrong.
no minors in my motel room. I don't even know what you're talking about. No one came over. It was me, my mom, and my brother. Stop spreading false information because I'm not even arguing with someone that's stupid at it. I don't even need to argue with someone that's trying to make up stuff. That's like me saying, remember that time your dad touched you and you didn't tell your mom? Come on, quit lying. Be truthfully honest because God sees everything, trying to make up shit.
Yeah, joking about people getting molested is really funny too. God sees everything, right? Fucking hypocrite.
You never know tomorrow is not promised.
Fucking just joked about someone getting, or not even joke, you just said someone got molested. You're like, ah, God takes care of everything.
I'm just saying. After what, are you talking about the
You love to say that all the time, by the way. You better get yourself right with God before you got a toe tag. You better get yourself right with God before your mother is visiting God. Your mother visited God last night. Did you know that? Hey, Tophia, did you know that your brother visited God a year ago?
No, what's wrong with you? My dad literally made 1 million in fake money. I didn't say it was real money.
Once again, even with stocks, the only way you would have accomplished this is with some sort of crazy put options or something like that. Because with stocks, which Tophia loves to rant about how much she knows about, even if you put $100,000 into a stock and it went up 10 times in value, okay? So even if that happened, so it goes up 900 or 1,000, depending on which direction you're looking at, it's 900 or 1,000%. So even if that happened, it would take $100,000 to turn that into $1 million. That's if the stock goes 10 times. So if you buy a stock at $10 and it ends at 100, and I've had some stocks that 3 or 4x, which was huge. 10xing would be crazy. Plus 1,000. I've got a couple that are like plus 2 to 400% gain over the lifetime years. When I initially bought them, and yeah, Tophia. You even with a stock that went up 10 times in value, which is essentially impossible, like to find a company like that. Good luck getting in before anyone else. Good luck finding out about it before anyone else. And even if that happens, again, you would need $100,000 investment to turn it into $1 million fucking dollars. The only way you'd accomplish something like that is with puts or options or calls and really weird, stupid gambling shit. It's not investing. Those are not investing, in my opinion. It's gambling. Unless you are like an econ major and have a very, very, very well-developed thesis as to why you should be trading in those specific options and puts and contracts and all that type of shit and derivatives. Like, otherwise, don't even fucking go near that stuff. It's like gambling. It's like crack. And yeah, your dad probably did that 1 out of the 100 times he tried, would be my guess. Like, wow, your dad made $1 million one time in essentially what's a video game. Like, great.
Use your comments.
He clearly didn't translate any of that into actual investing, which, by the way, she says, oh, $20 is nothing. No, it's not. $20 invested every week adds up. Over a year, Tophia, that would add up to $1,000 invested, and that doesn't sound like a lot, and it's really not. But if you're consistent with that over like 5 or 10 years with interest and dividends and stuff, it would actually turn into, it would multiply, so.
It is a website called...
God, I'm already 48 minutes in, you guys. I'm so sorry.
It's fake trading, so you can practice how to trade stocks. So you can practice stocks. He was using the website, and he literally was trading fake stocks, and one of the stocks he picked hit $1 million in fake money. It's not real money. It's fake money to learn how to trade. You're not trading real money. No way, shape, or form.
Again, to make $1 million off of a stock that 10x's, you still need $100,000 base investment.
He would have bought a house. Stop trying to twist my words. Anyone can go look up what TD Ameritrade is. Only stupid idiots do not know what TD Ameritrade is.
Yeah, Tophia, did you know that TD Ameritrade isn't just a fake one? It's an actual trading firm and a bank. Did you know that? And they do taxes.
Somebody's gonna look at you like you're
She has
stupid.
no idea what she's
Paper
talking
trading
about,
is different
ever.
because, well, maybe it is paper trading. I don't know, but it's not trading real money. It's literally fake money to practice for when you do actually trade, because you can lose a lot of money in stocks. And if you think that if you just run and go put your money into...
You really can't, unless you dump all of your money. This is not financial advice, but unless you like dump all of your money into one very risky and volatile stock, like it's very hard to lose money if you're just investing in like broad index fund, ETF index funds, or like mutual funds. Only mutual funds if they're with like, for example, I have Schwab, so I can use a Schwab like sort of mutual fund where it's like basically like equivalent to VTI, but instead of needing to get a full share, I can, I can put in increments as low as $1. So it's sort of like a VTI that scales, and since I use Schwab, the fees on the mutual fund are like nothing, but normally fees on mutual funds are very high, which is why compared to ETFs today, they're useless. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting into like financial advice and shit, but...
that you're gonna do well.
The point is she's wrong, because if you just pick like just pick VT, right? If you want it to be as simple as possible, right? If you didn't want to think about anything at all, get either a brokerage account or a Roth IRA somewhere you can trade stocks, and just buy VT. Just buy shares of VT or an equivalent mutual fund or whatever is available on your platform. Something, if you can buy it in share, like stock slices or shares of fractional shares, do that. Like Robinhood, that was one good thing about Robinhood, was on their fractional shares. Schwab, only certain stocks allow that. Essentially, like only something on the S&P 500. Anyway, the point is, like you could buy fractional shares of VT and just, like until you have a full share of it. And if you just invest in VT is an ETF for the entire global market. And it includes the US and the rest of the globe. And it's already weighted, I believe, 65 or around that, 65% US, 35% international. So just by putting all of your money into a single thing, not even thinking about it or anything like that, you're investing just in the overall global economy, and you will be rewarded 8 to 10% on average for that. And investing in VT compared to just the US or just international, it diversifies you so that if the US does really well and the rest of the world slows down, yeah, you don't make as much as if you're just US, but conversely, if the US does bad and the rest of the world does well, you also like don't lose as much. So if you're gonna pick one thing, and again, I'm not trying to give people advice or anything, but this is if you want to make it simple and just pick a single thing and not have to worry about research or anything like that. VT is the entire global market. VTI is just the US market. VXUS is just the global market, not counting the US. So those are the only three you'd need to consider, keeping them in some ratio. Now, if you want to then talk about like hedging with bonds and gold and stuff, that's totally different financial advice and stuff. Sorry, I'm getting off topic again. It's like she always gets me off topic with that stuff because she's so wrong. Like, because she's so wrong about this. Because you can just start throwing money into a VT ETF, or not a VT ETF, Vanguard Total. It's the total world economy. You're basically betting on the world economy, that the world economy isn't going to completely crash and dismantle in the next 30 years. Now, if you think the world economy is going to collapse and our money is going to become worthless overnight and stuff, like, you should be buying gold and weapons. But if you don't believe that's going to happen, invest in VT and you'll be rewarded average of 8 to 10%. Well, I think that's with S&P 500. Globally, it might be a little bit low. Oh, no, globally, I think it's around that 7 to 9% also. So, especially because it's weighted U.S. heavier, 65-35.
All these people make millions of dollars in one go, and then they run and put all their money into stocks. It's not how it works.
That's not how any of that works. None of what you just said is true. Everything you just said is wrong. You are awarded no points. May God have mercy on your soul.
And trying to up and start a business. Yeah, some people do. they don't think. You just don't open a restaurant unless you have knowledge about everything, unless you have knowledge about the household.
Yeah, and Tophia wants to open a restaurant more than anything. It's her dream.
How much it's going to cost for your monthly bills in a country like this? How much you got to pay your employees? How much you got to pay for produce and all the things that it takes to make.
You guys think she's had so much free time, right? She knows that this is her dream. You think she'd have like a notebook with like all of these plans, right? Anyone ever seen 16 Blocks, where like Mos Def has a little notebook with like all his recipes and his plan to open a bakery? You think if you had all this time, Tophia, and that's your dream, you'd like have it all written down and planned out. But God, guys, I'm at an hour. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really sorry, guys.
Before you just start putting all your eggs into one basket.
Tophia, yeah, you do need to plan before you start doing things. That would be a good idea.
One thing to the next, and like, it's getting boring. Keep bringing up old stuff and that's in the past. Who said I was giving money advice? That has nothing to do with money advice.
That's literally money advice, and that's why I preface mine by saying I'm not trying to give people financial advice. I'm just saying if you want something simple, VT is the world. You're betting on the world.
You have to invest at least over
You're betting that the world economy is not going to collapse. That's it.
So why, if I'm boring, why are you still here? You know what is you taking advice, money advice from that is rich. They ain't gonna tell you how they make the money.
Yes.
They're gonna tell you how they do it, and how they do it is not gonna work for you. With their sauce and their system, this is not work for everyone. That's like someone trying to tell you how to be successful on YouTube when all you have to do is just turn on your phone, film a video.
Alright, 1 second, guys. Sorry guys, 2 things happened. I had to eat something and I saw Vocal actually posted before me. Vocal finished this before me and I'm only halfway through and it's super long already. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. And I just need to finish eating quickly because I literally haven't eaten all day. So I'm gonna, like, it's paused again. So, and you guys won't even notice it. I don't even know why I always say that, but. Okay. Sorry guys, I had to finish that. And try and finish this.
You don't
really want to watch The Big Lebowski.
I will never take advice from someone that is rich with money, financial advice, because they're not going to tell you exactly how they make money. They might keep some secrets to themselves. They're not going to tell you everything. Even if they do tell you everything, it's not going to work for you. A lot of these people were born with a silver spoon up their ass.
If that's the case, then they don't know how to make money. They were just given it. So what are you talking about?
They were born already rich.
None of what you just said makes any sense, though.
Since birth to help them become rich.
And they don't even have any. So then they don't even have any useful information for you. They didn't do anything to accomplish it. They were born into it. So.
Because nepo babies were born.
Oh, nepo babies, Tophia. Oh, now nepo babies are another reason she hasn't succeeded.
And someone who was born of a family that literally has connections and can get a person an acting job just like that. Oh, you don't think that works twice as hard.
Hey, remember when Tophia said she was like cousins with Jermaine or whatever, the producer, rapper? I think she said Jermaine, right? Because I remember thinking about the Eminem song. But what about Jermaine? Fuck Jermaine, you don't belong speaking mine or Timberland's name. So I'm pretty sure it was Jermaine. And she's like always bragging about, oh, my family's got connections. Oh, I got connection card. I don't know people, but I know people that know people. She's always bragging about all these connections, all these lawyers and shit. She has fucking no one. That's why she's in a homeless shelter. If she had anyone in her life, she'd be sleeping in a fucking garage, on a couch, on a floor, in a fucking walkway, like.
Oh, your mom is camera. Oh, your mom
I don't mean to be that mean, but like.
You this role over someone who has worked their entire life from the bottom up.
Something you know fuck all about. You know fuck all about. So.
Have connections. That is illogical thinking to think that you would never. You get more information from a homeless person on the street than you would someone online. There are some.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, literally anyone could be online and anyone could be homeless. You could be fucking homeless with a PhD in mathematics. You could be online with a PhD in jerking off. Of course. What? Of course.
Why homeless people out there? Shoot, you think just because someone's homeless they're stupid?
I never said no. No, I've never thought that, especially as someone that's known and spent time with quite a few homeless people. Never thought that.
Because You can go to someone that's qualified in the position and they still may not be qualified.
Oh my God, this is again. She's putting cart before the horse. Oh, they might be qualified, or they might not be. Well, maybe you should like judge them off their work. No shit, they might not be qualified, or they could be qualified. Tophia, that's the other side of that coin. Like, no shit, someone might not be qualified for a job. Hey, guess what? You're not qualified for the job of being a social media influencer because you can't influence shit and you can't make money off of it. But you still bang your head against the wall, trying again and again and again. Like the road runner and the coyote chasing it. You just won't give it up.
They still might tell you something that doesn't even help you at all. It doesn't matter if someone's got money or not. Does that mean that they're qualified?
No, it doesn't. That was my whole point. If they're a Nepo baby, they're very not qualified.
For my phone bill and the money for the storage next month. But I would rather be broke paying bills than to be broke spending money on frivolous shit. Considering the fact that
I'm just gonna let that hang in the air again, maybe even rewind that. So we're just gonna sit with that for a second. Tophia would rather be broke paying bills than broke buying crap. Yeah, Tophia, you never buy plastic crap like Hello Kitty stuff, and you never go to the arcade to spend a bunch of fucking money you don't have to win a bunch of crap that's priced 10 times what it would be if you bought the crap online. She has a storage unit. I said in the last video, and Vocal said in his last video too, because again, he just put out a new one while I'm doing this one. He said in his last one too, it's all junk. It's all either junk of your dad's, which you said you don't want anything to do with him anyway, so why would you fucking keep it for him? Like, I don't understand. Or your brother's, and I don't mean to be cold, but like, he's gone. Save a few things, get rid of the fucking rest. Like, you said last video that if you moved into a house, a 3-bedroom apartment, excuse me, or house, maybe she meant house, maybe when she said 3 bedrooms, she still means house, I don't know. Either way, you said a 3-bedroom, and you said you had so much stuff in the storage that it would still look like hoarders in a fucking, I think you said a 2-bedroom and it would look like hoarders, so that's why you need a 3-bedroom. Tophia, why the fuck is your place need to look like hoarders? Throw that shit away, or just leave it in the storage unit, then don't bring it to the apartment. Oh, well, I can't afford both. Okay, well then throw a bunch of it away, because we saw what your last place fucking looked like, and it did look like hoarders. It was fucking disgusting. I mean, you were living there with no fucking electricity and no running water. Like, what? That's so, like, Vocal says you're not a degenerate. That is degeneracy, in my opinion. What, living like that? Are you out of your mind? Like, without running water and electricity? And you're actively being evicted? That's why, because you can't afford the rent or any of the utilities? Like, that's degeneracy, man. Just, like, whatever. This video is gonna be so fucking long, and it's already at an hour.
Because they didn't pay the taxes. Or they spent their money on all this fancy food, all this expensive cars.
Doesn't even know
I would not want to listen to someone.
They went bankrupt because of that, or maybe because of that. I don't know. Once again, why look it up, Tophia? Why Google? You could Google this shit. I don't understand why people can't do that to look stuff up. You could Google something, and you essentially have like the access to like the information of the world at your fingertips. But why bother doing that? And checking what you're talking about.
Okay, because to me it never makes sense. You got 5 houses. You mean to tell me that you want me to take financial advice from someone that has a house in Florida, a house in Miami, a house in LA? You do not need 5 houses. If you live below your means, you'll be A-okay. They don't even want to help people except for...
Okay, but someone who has 5 houses might actually know something, especially if their job's in finance, and that's how they made that money to afford it, so they might have advice for you.
For themselves. You think the 1% of rich people is going to tell you how they make money? No, because they don't want you to be rich.
More than 1% of people are rich.
And the ones that write books that
just depends how you define rich. 1% of people are like the ruling class essentially, but you know, like top, we could say top, even maybe up to 50th percentile. Like top half is, you know, living good. especially compared to the rest of the world for the most part. I mean,
that try to
not even close. But she, what would she know about that? You know, she's never fucking been to another country. She's never left her state, as Vocal said in his last video. See, Vocal, I watch you, bro. If you're watching my video, I watch you too, dude. So, like, you know, I mean, I go to another country because I have to. I'm going in a few days now, and you know, my perspective is I definitely get perspective on a lot of stuff every time I go there.
Giving you the full advice that they learned, and they're teaching you something that isn't going to work for you because it worked only for them. It's not going to work for you.
Yeah, and that's possible, maybe.
But
But again, you're once again, just like she always says, oh, well, I'm going to get fired, like, so why even bother getting a job? She's also saying, like, well, you know, like, you're not going to learn anything, so why bother trying? Yeah, why bother trying learning, Tophia? Why bother trying learning so you can better your position, better your life, better yourself as a human being, better yourself as a citizen, better yourself in terms of emotions and empathy and ability to regulate them? Why would you want to do any of that?
So, that's like telling someone they need to work above and beyond. Sorry, the 20% carry too much.
That is what you
tell me that I'm supposed to work harder for my money. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You can work hard to make a lot of money. You don't have to work hard to make a lot of money. You don't. If you haven't figured out how to make money without working hard, then you haven't figured out life.
Tophia, are you out of your... That's crazy that she just said that. That's crazy. You made $11 last month. You just said if you haven't figured out how to make money without working hard, you suck at life, essentially, is what you just said. You made $11. Are you fucking kidding? Wow. The balls on you to say that. Some fucking pair you have.
You don't have to be rushing. You don't have to be running. You don't.
That's unreal.
Your fingers to the bone just to make money.
No one says that.
You don't have to work hard. A lot of people make money and they don't work twice as hard.
What do you do, Tophia? You made $11. $11. Great. Yeah. Do you? It sounds like when you're asleep at the shelter, it's more like you have to protect all your shit and not let it get stolen. That's what happens when you're asleep, Tophia. People steal your shit at the shelter.
No one's talking about 9 to 5 workers. You can work.
No, but nobody's talking about 9 to 5. You talk about them all the time, so.
I'm not working hard to live to paycheck. I'm not working hard to make someone else money.
Once again, as I said in my last video, there are plenty of jobs out there that you're not making someone else money. I'm a civil servant. I work for a school. I'm not working for profit. I work for a school. We're not a for-profit institution. We're a fucking school. You could be a fucking firefighter. You could work at a non-for-profit hospital. You could work at a non-for-profit. You could work civil service. You could work for the government. You could work in a school. Government also includes stuff like work at a library. I mean, again, these are not places that exist to make money. The library does not open its doors every day thinking, man, we're gonna make fucking $20 million in revenue today on these fucking books we lend out for free. Like, so clueless. So fucking clueless.
Because if you wasn't miserable, you wouldn't be telling someone to go get a job.
She says this all the time, and it's just so nonsensical. I think it's just a natural reaction from her at this point to say this every single time, because it makes no sense. It literally is, like, I don't even know what type of argument you would classify it as. It's so nonsensical.
The reason why a lot of people are complaining is because I don't have to get up and go answer to a boss and go work a job.
No, you just have to get up and go answer to a bunch of religious zealots who hate you and think that your right to exist that you shouldn't have the right to exist as a human being. Yeah.
And you don't like that.
You're right, Tophia. That sounded a lot better. Definitely a trait. You're right. What am I thinking?
You don't complain. People don't complain about nothing. They complain about things that bother them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be complaining. You can't sit here and
Nobody's complaining. They're fucking trolling you. Oh my god.
You try to say that you love your job, you really don't. Because if you love your job, you wouldn't have to say you love your job. Just like
Notice she says that, but all the time she has to say stuff to verify it for herself. She has to say, I'm not a fucking... I don't like Asian teens. My brother was... so she could say that, but not the other way around, of course. Like, if you say you love your job in Tophia... This is how paranoid she is. She thinks if someone says, I love my job, what it really means is I actually hate my job and I'm lying about it to you. That's crazy paranoia, and I didn't address it like I have been in the past videos, but she said shit like this entire video that we've been covering. She's paranoid out of her fucking mind. Like, that's crazy. You think that someone saying that what they like their job, your immediate assumption is to assume that they're lying to trick you? That's what I'm saying. Like, she's so paranoid. Her speech is so pressured. She's all over the fucking place. She's completely delusional about reality. These are just a list of symptoms. I highly recommend you Google what those lists of symptoms frequently come paired with. What illness? But I'll just say it again. I think she's schizophrenic. I truly do. It would explain why she can't hold a job. It would explain why she doesn't want a job. Her extreme delusions about not having one. Her extreme delusions about thinking she's going to be a fucking multi-millionaire from social media because she's the shit. She got 50 million views on one video. Good for you, Tophia. That happened once. How much fucking money have you made since then? $11 last month?
You're smart. Oh, I'm smart. Why would you have to tell yourself you're smart if you know you're smart?
I don't have to tell myself. You're right, I do not.
You wouldn't have to come on the internet and tell people, hey, I love my job. Because if I came on the internet and told people, hey, I love my job, then I really don't love my job.
See, she's so paranoid. She thinks someone saying something actually means that she thinks that they're lying, but they actually mean the opposite. Because and she thinks that that's what she would be lying and mean the opposite. Like, what? You already said before, if you had a job, you wouldn't even be going online talking about this shit at all. So, like,
and I do actually love my job because I can work.
So, oh my god. If I say I love my job, I'm a liar. Tophia just said she loves her job. But she's telling the truth, you guys. Unfucking real, you hypocritical, lying sack of shit. You just, not even 1 second earlier, you were saying anyone who says they love their job is a fucking liar who hates their job. Now you're saying you love your job because you get to do whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want.
Whatever hours I want to work.
See? I'm gonna rewind that shit. Again, another one we need to highlight here. This is why my streams, my commentaries go longer. Like, this is crazy, you guys. I can't help but pause this shit. This is wild. Are you fucking kidding? Just listen to this again.
Because if I came on the internet and told people, hey, I love my job, then I really don't love my job.
Tophia just said, if I, Tophia, came on the internet and said I love my job, I really don't love my job. She just finished saying that 27 minutes and 21 seconds in.
And I do actually love my job.
27 minutes, 22 to 20, not even 1 second later. I do love my job. Tophia, you just got finished 1 second ago saying that if you, not someone else, if you, those are the words you just used. If I came on here and had to say I love my job, it means I really don't love my job. Well, actually, I love my job because I can work any hours that I want. She just said that. That was a sentence that she just said. She just said, if I came on here saying I love my job, it must mean I really don't love my job. But I actually love my job because of the hours I work. That's insane, you guys. This is what I'm talking about. Insane. Doesn't think about what she's saying at all. Total nonsense. That's total nonsense to anyone that thinks about it for more than 1 second. What a waste of oxygen this entire section has been for her to just all of a sudden now say, well, I like my job after dumping on people saying that they like it for for fucking 3 minutes straight. That is
I can work.
that is unreal. I'm sorry, guys. That's unbelievable.
I can go live when I want to.
That's unbelievable. She just got finished saying that if she ever said that she loved her job, it would be a lie and she really hates it. Then she says she loves her job. Well, you know what, Tophia? I'm going to actually take you at your word this time, the first thing that you said. And I actually don't think you love your job at all. I think you hate it because you make $11 fucking dollars. I think you hate it because you want to be hot shit. You think you are, and you're fucking not. You're a fucking loser in a homeless shelter who's, in my opinion, who's going to be underneath a bridge in 4 to 8 weeks. So, that's what I think. Unfucking real, you hypocritical cow. Unbelievable.
Feels when I want to. I decide my own hours.
Let her
So
rant,
when you
you know.
claim that you have a 9-to-5 job and you come on here and say you love your job, that's the difference because you really
Oh,
don't
now
love
it's She literally said before, if I said that, it would mean I hate my job. But she loves her. Fuck you, Tophia. Seriously, fuck you for this one. You're a fucking stupid, ignorant Neanderthal. You couldn't even be consistent for more than literally 1 second. We looked at the fucking timer. Unbelievable.
You're just trying to make it seem like you. If you have the
So
option,
full of
you would
shit.
have
You
been
hate your job. You're
Take one-
fucking miserable. You have fucking nothing good in your life. Nothing good going for you. You have nothing positive in your life. You have no positive people in your life. You have no one in your fucking corner. Your mom, you can't even be fucking around her. You don't even want to be around her. She doesn't even want to be around you. You have fucking no one. You're on the verge of homelessness. You fucking arrogant fucking cow. Unbelievable.
$1 million and never have to work a day in your life. Or work the 9 to 5
Yeah, $1
job.
million will last your whole life, you guys. Especially as long as you have no kids and like no spouse, and you find like a house that needs like no upkeep and no maintenance. That should last you your whole life. $1 million. She thinks $1 million would last you your life, you guys. And it just might, I guess, depending on what like how you live. Maybe it could. Because, I don't make that much money a year. I'd have to work fucking 30 years or something at my current pay rate to make a fucking $1 million, I think. Would it be 30 years? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Like a long fucking time. Because, again, I'm a civil servant, Tophia. I don't work at some business making some trillionaire tons of money. Not everyone does that who works a fucking job. But how would you know that? Because you've never worked in your fucking life. You wouldn't have any idea what civil service is or any government fucking position. You have no
Because I know sure as heck, you ain't gonna be choosing the 9 to 5 job.
Why not? Some people would. Do you know that on average, the people who live longest are the ones that work? Some of the people that live the longest kept working into their hundreds. Fucking stupid. And by the way, in her last video, she said she thinks she's gonna live to be 100 years old. Tophia, morbidly obese Tophia, thinks that she's gonna live to be 100 years old. Just to tell you guys that. Morbidly obese, homeless Tophia thinks that her health is gonna keep her alive 100 years. God, she looks like such a fucking clown with this type of makeup. I hate hating on her looks, but it really is low-hanging fruit, as Vocals said, and like, she thinks she's such hot shit. Like, you're not. You're fucking not. You're really not. You're kind of a loser. Not kind of. You're a loser. You're not only not hot shit, you're a fucking loser, Tophia.
Because if you were given $1 million, you would take it.
Yeah, I'd take $1 million if someone gave it to me, but I would still work. $1 million is not gonna lie. If I was given $1 million, I would essentially like invest almost all of it. Maybe buy a house with some of it. Maybe that's borderline. I don't even know if I would do that today. I might just want to invest all of it. But yeah, I mean, like, of course I would take it, but I'd still work. $1 million is not gonna last you your fucking life, especially if you have a spouse and kids. Like, it's not gonna go that far if you have it up front compared to like income spread out over time that you can cash flow stuff and have budget and stuff. What would Tophia know about this though? So, I mean, she claims to be amazing at managing money, so I'm wasting my breath, I guess.
Everybody wants to be financially set free. Everybody wants to be rich. You can say you don't, but you do. You compare yourself to how much
She's
money.
such a projectionist. She thinks just because she feels that way, everyone does. I really don't. Again, Tophia, that's why I don't work for a business like that. I don't own a business. I'm not seeking riches and fortunes. I'm really not. Like, I just want to live like a somewhat normal life. I really don't give a fuck. Like, I don't. Yes, would it be nice to have money because it makes you not have to worry about a lot of stuff? Yes, it takes a lot of pressure off of you and stuff like that. Absolutely. Like, if you didn't have to worry about money, if you were set with money, it removes a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. That's a big source of stress and pressure for people. For Tophia, it's insanely stressful because she makes $11. That's why she's crashing out again. But, like,
You may compare to somebody else.
you're a fucking loser, Tophia. Compared to someone else, you make $11. Okay, even compared to me and my shit pay, like, you're just a fucking loser. Like,
When you see someone has the potential to be great, to make money, to be successful, you tear them down, you thrash them, you trash
who are
them,
you talking about?
talk
Yourself?
them.
Because none of us see any of that potential in you, girl.
Then you pass
Just
it off
telling
as like,
you.
oh, they're a horrible human being. When really deep down inside, you're bothered at the fact that they are successful than you. How is this girl
You're not
more successful than me?
You're not. You're not even, Tophia, you're not even close to more successful than I am.
Have to go work.
And I fucked up over a decade of my life using fucking opioids, okay, you guys? I fucking fucked up a whole decade. I could have bought a house cash money, legitimately. With the money, I did the math one time, it was staggering. What I spent, like, it almost, like, I can't think about it because it makes me want to, like, almost kill almost off myself, I'm like, oh my god, I spent what over those years? What number is that? Sorry, is that the cost of a Gulf 5 jet? Yeah, it's not quite. I'm being facetious there, but it's a lot of money that I blew, and I'm coming back. I've been saving like crazy. I've been investing literally every dime I can that isn't savings is investing or going towards bills and shit that I need. Like to the best of my ability. Like I've over the past 3 years, I've recovered a lot. I've 5-figure emergency savings. I had another separate savings account with non-emergency savings. Because my checking account gives like no interest. I have again decent amount of investments, at least for the small amount of time that I've been catching up. So
She can get up whenever she feels like it and go to her desk, turn off her phone screen, and make money. And I can't do that. It is not hard to just turn on your phone screen and make videos. You gotta make content that people like, right?
Then do it. Why are you broke and poor and living in a fucking shelter? You say that's all you want to do is make videos. Do it.
It is kind of hard in a sense. It's not easy to do the social.
Oh, now all of a sudden it's actually hard.
Media stuff.
The thing that she wants to do. Oh, it's really hard. You got. I know I said I've been doing this job, but it's actually really hard.
But the only thing that is blocking you from being successful is your self-sabotaging. You prepare yourself.
She heard that fucking shit on a fortune cookie.
You make yourself.
That's not the only thing stopping you. That does stop a lot of people. I do self-sabotage a lot because, that's part of being an addict, in my opinion. It goes with the territory a lot of the time. But no, not everyone is a self-saboteur.
And when you have that mentality in your mind that you will never be as successful as the person that you see, anybody would love to replace their life with and or rich. If they have you, this and they said, if you could be any one rich person for a day, and you could be any rich person or take a 9-to-5 job.
For a day? These are totally different questions. You just asked two different questions.
And I am going to make that analogy with a 9-to-5 job because for a fact, you would not take that. And if you take the 9-to-5 job, you're stupid. Everybody wants an easy life.
No, that doesn't make you stupid at all. That makes you someone who wants security and stability and balance. That's not. She doesn't understand any of these concepts. What am I fucking talking about? She has no ability to have self-introspection. She's a fucking loser. She's miserable. She has nothing in life. She's in a terrible position. She's miserable. Misery loves company. That's why she's acting so nasty and shit like this. I also think another reason she's acting so nasty and crashing out and shit like this is because she hit the wall in real life where they're asking her, you know, and I've said this in my other videos, but she's hit the wall now where they're asking her in real life, like, okay, where's your job? Where's your proof that you've been searching for a job? If you don't prove that, you're not going to get any benefits. You're not going to get on this housing list. And she's hit that wall in real life. And she can't take it out on those people because then they will legitimately kick her off permanently. So she's crashing out on everyone else. That's my opinion, and I would bet money that I'm right. But
you would replace your life any day if you could live in Christ and Massachusetts.
I don't know who that is. I'm not miserable. Okay, like, not everything in my life's going perfect. No one has a perfect life. Yeah.
And literally help my mom not struggle anymore, so we're not homeless anymore.
Own your own house, Tophia. Back to the own your own house.
You shouldn't be worried about that. If I have to work hard on social media, it's not easy. And I can't work hard on social media when I don't have a place to live.
Social media is super hard work, even though it's her job. Social media is her job, remember? Because if it's not a job for her, it's not a job for anyone. Social media is her job, but it's really too difficult for her, and she can't do it until she has a place to live, you guys. So she even has an excuse not to do the job she professes to want to do. She professes to want to be on social media making content, and then literally says, but I can't do it right now until I have somewhere to live. The one job you say you have and want to do, you don't want to do. That's unbelievable. I'm sorry I'm pausing so much, you guys, but that's really, like, a lot of this is unbelievable. And it's again what makes me think Tophia has serious mental illness at this point, because not to a sane person, none of this is logical, none of it makes sense, none of it follows, none of it tracks. She's out of her fucking mind. Like, it's just, it's incredible. It's kind of incredible. It's annoying. She pisses me off. But it's really like we're watching mental illness in real time, you guys. We're watching a It's kind of, I don't even know if this, I almost feel like morally questionable now, like saying this, but it is essentially true in my opinion. We're watching a schizophrenic woman, like we're watching her schizophrenia develop in real time, almost. Like she's fucked up.
There are people that are frustrated, seeing exactly what's happening.
It's always there are people and like all this paranoia and all this shit. Like she's out of her mind.
Especially with programs that are for people with no income. I'm tired of the bullshit. I qualify. I have no income. I don't even make any.
See, she's crashing out about this. No one in the chat or anything, I guarantee, said anything about this. She just all of a sudden started talking about it.
I do not. I qualify for the program.
This is my point. I think they said, no, you don't fucking qualify because you don't work and you haven't been looking 40 hours a week for a job. Again, that was the requirement here if you wanted any aid. So I think people have told her this in real life, that you don't qualify because you have no job. And she's saying, no, I do qualify. Like, this is her having a toddler tantrum about it. Because she can't do it in front of those people, because then they'll actually boot her ass off the fucking list for good. Sorry guys, I was hoping to at least maybe make this 90 minutes, but she doesn't. Or if she does, like, she's still at the bottom of the list, because there's a million, not a million, whatever, there's thousands of people in front of her in her area that need it worse than her, that have kids, that are working to try and pay for it. She's not doing shit. And she has nothing to show any of the benefits places. Like, that's why I guarantee that's why she doesn't get food stamps or anything, because she can't even prove the minimum that they want to give you EBT every week. Which again, like, sometimes, yeah, it is a challenge. You have to show that you're either working or looking for work 40 hours a week, so, or whatever the whatever it is there. But that's what you'd be working anyway, Tophia. That's what I work 40 hours a week. So does, like, fucking 80% of the country.
Turn away or deny me because I ain't making no income whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with getting a job. They didn't tell me I
She made no income whatsoever, but she doesn't need a job, you guys.
to get a place to live. I was
Unbelievable.
not told that I needed to get a place to live, so let's not lie. I
What?
just literally told you about the no income thing. There are housing programs for people.
Wait.
I needed to get a place to live. I was not told that I needed to get a place to live, so let's not lie.
Does she-
Whatsoever. And it has nothing to do with getting a job.
So
They didn't tell me I needed to get a place to live. I was not told that I needed to get a place to live, so let's
To get-
not lie. I just literally
Sounded like
told you about
Tophia Archive kind of like skipped that either intentionally or unintentionally. I'm assuming she said job.
the income thing. There are housing programs for people with no income that you can get a place to live with no income.
Okay, Tophia, how long have you been waiting for that?
Or did not listen to what I have to say. Yes, there are some places that charge 30% of your income. And then there are some housing programs where you don't need no income at all. I literally already...
They are few and far between, and they're helping other people, Tophia. I'm just being honest with you, just in my experience. Like, I've been on probation. I've been around homeless shelters. I've been around homeless drug addicts. I've been a drug addict. Like, no.
If I needed to get a job, get a place to live, and get help with housing, I would have already gotten a job.
No, Tophia, no, you. You're such a liar. You spend every live of yours, you spend at least 50% of it ranting how no matter what, you don't give a fuck about the last one. You were crashing out saying, I don't give a fuck what you say, I don't give a fuck about anything, I'm the fucking shit, I'll never get a fucking job, fuck you, motherfucker, you fucking piece of shit, this is my fucking show, this is fucking Tophia's channel, okay? That's what you were saying an episode ago. You'd never fucking get a job. Now you're like, well, if my housing depended on it, yeah, I'd get a job. Tophia, your housing has always depended on you getting a job, whether you get the housing through the fucking program or through yourself with your own fucking money. It's the fucking roadblock to everything. She's hit that roadblock, and that's why she's crashing out so hard. She's at a point where no one will help her anymore. That she's literally probably being told, we will not help you anymore if you do not help yourself. I guarantee you places are telling her that shit. That if you don't want to help yourself, we're going to help other people in front of you who are working, who are going to fucking job interviews, who have kids, who are fucking struggling every fucking week. They're not lounging around, just going live whenever they want, doing fucking nothing all day, making $11. Like, no.
Programs in Mexico for people who literally can't work and make no income to get a place to live.
Go find it, Tophia. Get back to us. Stop complaining about it. Go fucking do it. If they exist, if they're falling off trees, go fucking get one. Where's your fucking house already? You fucking
in Albert.
God. Now I'm swearing on. I don't like doing. I've been a lot better about that the past couple of years. She's reducing me. I feel bad. Badly. I feel bad.
So yeah, but you're not understanding. A job is not equal to shelter because if I get a job, I won't be able to afford to live in this economy.
Once again, the cart before the horse. How do you know that? You don't have a job, nor, like, you don't even know what you would be fucking making right now. So what are you talking about? Like, how do you know that? You've never tried. And for the record, you just talked about a program where you get a house, but they want just 30% of your income. So they just want a percentage, regardless of if that's a large raw number or a small raw number. So if your income's only fucking $1,000 and they only want 30% of it, you only owe them $300. That'd be fucking nothing for rent. So even just making $1,000 a month, you'd be able to do that and still have $700 left over for everything else. Which you shouldn't, like, if you're budgeting right. I mean, it would be really, really rough, but you'd be able to do it. You would. Like, you would be able to do it if you had that cheap housing, you know?
Because I'm sorry, I don't know where people are going to look at apartments, but typically, there's no apartments for $1,500. They also want these kinds of...
She's right. Like, she was saying last video, she literally told people that they were stupid morons and idiots if they paid more than that. Now she's saying she can't find it. Yeah, Tophia, That's because you had been living there a while and they hadn't raised your rent. You've been homeless for like 2 or 3 years at this point. It's more expensive now. As you like to point out, everything's more expensive, gas more expensive, the fucking economy. This fucking economy is killing me, man. I can't. What am I gonna do with my $11 every month? Like now gas is so expensive. I don't have a car, but I'm so worried about the price of gas. I don't have a house, but I'm so worried about my housing taxes. Like, what the fuck? What am I gonna do with my $11? Like, who the fuck knows what I'm gonna do with it? Am I gonna pay my property taxes? Am I going to pay my rent? Am I going to pay my electrical bill? Am I going to pay my storage? Am I going to pay my cell phone? She'll always pay the fucking cell phone. The storage might eventually go. So, I'm sorry, guys. This is bad that this took me this long. This is bad, but she's crazy. She just said a minute earlier that if her housing depended on getting a job, she would have gotten one already. So you would have been working while you're at a shelter waiting for the housing. So you literally, you just finished saying that. That means you would have done it. God, what a horrifying frame to freeze on. I hate thumping on her looks, but she just looks like confused, like there's nothing going on here. She looks like she has no idea what's happening to her or anywhere. She looks so fucking confused. So hard. She's so quiet in this one. She's like, she must be like a mile away from her fucking microphone.
I don't have to get a job to get help with others. That's what bothers me. Even when you try to say it, I don't have to get a job because I don't have to get a job.
You're right, Tophia. Keep going without the job. Let us know how it's going. I'm going away for 2 months to go be with my beautiful, lovely wife, who I love more than anyone in the world. And when I get back in 2 months, we'll see where you're at. Again, I predict under a bridge in 4 to 8 weeks. So I think by the end of my trip, you'll be under the bridge. Yeah. I hope you know the Red Hot Chili Peppers song really well, Tophia, because you're going to be singing that shit pretty soon. I love that song, by the way, as a recovering addict, but it's a different story. The point is, you can't trust the system. I threw it on the ground. I don't have to get a job. She's so fucking paranoid. There we go. Like, now all of a sudden she sounds like you can hear her again.
Yes, they have to tell you to get a job or not.
She literally asks those questions, guys. She's not stupid. She literally does that.
And I told them I couldn't work, and I said I don't get any disability. You guys are stupid fucking idiots, man.
Yeah, so I can tell you exactly what happened. So she told them they couldn't work, so they said, okay, do you get disability? And she said, well, no. And then they said, well, why can't you work? And then she said, well, X, Y, and Z. And they said, once again, well, why don't you get disability for that? Because then if you were on disability, we could actually say that you're disabled. And then she says, well, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, oh, okay, you're not really disabled. Or not disabled enough where you can't work even, part-time, so.
To tell you everything. That's like a company not telling you everything, and then selling you a product that something happens to you, and they say, oh, well, that does happen with a product, but we didn't tell you what.
See, now she's like she was saying, like, oh, I don't need a job. Like, I asked all these places if they need a job, and now she's saying, like, oh, like, it'd be like if you did something and they didn't tell you about it. So it's, now she's coming off like they didn't tell her, or like she didn't know.
It's a program. They didn't have to tell you everything. So you qualify or not. They're not going to have you apply for something you don't qualify for.
That's not true. You know how many fucking times I applied for SNAP or whatever when I didn't qualify for it just because I was like on the verge of it? What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, you might. You apply for it and then you find out if you're qualified. Like I was on the verge of thinking I was gonna get SNAP again because my income was not good. You know, like during late COVID. That's unprofessional. Sophia's worried about being professional. She's a professional, you guys. This lady right here. She looks like a... Do you guys... Okay, you guys want to really know what I think Tophia looks like? So sometimes I think she kind of looks like a Neanderthal. I'm not going to lie, with the big brow and like the recessed eyes and stuff. But what I really think she looks like here is, if anyone's a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and has seen the movie, she reminds me of a Vogon. And that's not a flattering, it's not a compliment, I'm sorry. But she looks like a fucking Vogon. Mos Def's in that movie, it's great. I love Mos Def. I think he's like one of the best hip-hop artists. Maybe one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. I think he has the greatest hip-hop album of all time. Off topic, but I think Black on Both Sides is a masterpiece. That and Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star. Those two albums are masterpieces, but Black Star might be the best hip hop album ever. Sorry, this is very off topic, but I'm getting bored with Tophia at this point. Oh, see, I am disabled, but I don't get disability. This is what this is just like, I think proving what I'm saying is true, that they are saying you're not disabled, you don't get disability. And Tophia, learning disability does not mean disabled. Those are two very, 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 very different things. Just because you couldn't learn very well doesn't mean you can't dig a fucking ditch. Doesn't mean you can't put the fucking fries in the bag. You know? Those are two very different things. Not even close.
I have PTSD and I have major depression.
Okay, if you can get those and prove that you're disabled from them, go get your fucking disability check. Where is it?
And I don't get a disability because I was just diagnosed last year.
Oh, she was only diagnosed a whole year ago, so that's why she hasn't gotten it yet.
Because I tried to get a disability in the past when I had a learning disability and I had to get my IP paperwork, but they sent me to a website that was called Prep. And if you know anything about your records, they only hold your IP records up to 5 years.
Not necessarily true. That varies state to state and school to school. The school I work at, they hold lots of those records for years and years and years. Way more than 5 years. Just for the reason Tophia just gave.
It was after the 5-year mark, meaning that I could not get my records anymore. And I got denied for disability.
Also, you don't need an IEP from high school 15 years ago to prove that you have a learning disability. What the fuck are you talking about? It should be in your medical file if it was that crippling where you needed like help and shit at school and had IEPs and shit. And I know what all that shit is because, again, I work at a school and I work alongside the teachers and I do a bunch of shit for them. And I see IEPs and I know what the fuck they are, so individualized educational programs or whatever name they use in whatever region. Okay, but your learning disability should have been diagnosed with forever ago. No welfare place is going to be like, okay, to prove that you have a learning disability, which again is not a fucking disability, Tophia, where you don't need to work anymore. The problem was not she needed the IEP plans. The problem was they said to her, that's not a disability we're talking about. Like, she's probably dyslexic or something, or like just super slow. Like, you could tell she's super slow. I mean, like, she's stupid, Tophia. Let's just be real. She's stupid. She is stupid, and I'm not trying to be mean. Maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe I'm being a little mean, but it's just a factual statement. She is not intelligent. This lady is not smart. She is lost half the time. Yeah, that was a bad accent. I'm sorry, guys. I should have finished this already. It's an hour and 42 minutes from a 40-minute video by her.
Mental disabilities are considered that.
And what's crazy is, I truly believe she's schizophrenic, and I think that if she went and got a diagnosis for that, she'd get everything she wanted. She'd get everything she wanted. You know? or at least she'd get a lot closer to what she wanted than she is now. But
It doesn't have to be.
nope, she doesn't want any medication. She doesn't want any medication because there's side effects. Medication has side effects.
So if you say, oh, you're late for work, even if someone's late didn't work, they still can see that that person can work, and then they won't give you disability. You have a better chance of getting disability with mental disabilities than if you do with physical.
Then why don't you have it?
That's what I was told. So you can say that.
Who? Okay, but you were told it, but it's clearly you don't. You still haven't gotten it. That's clearly not the fucking case. Definitely not a learning disability. Again, a learning disability does not stop you from digging ditches, Tophia. It does not stop you from putting burgers in the flag. It does not stop you from standing on the road, turning a flag, going from stop to slow. By the way, you make a lot of fucking money doing that too. You probably make like 60 grand a year your first fucking year. I almost took a job in the MTA with my dad. I would have made a lot more money, but I would have been a track worker, and I just really didn't want to do that.
I get triggered by the littlest of loud noises, and not all the time.
She can get triggered by the littlest of loud noises. What a yogi-ism, what a Tophia-ism, you guys. The littlest of loud noises.
I figure out something like, is that a firework or is that a gunshot? For me, my depression is bad. Some days I can't even get up and get out of bed, but I have to. I was told that.
So that means you can get up and can get out of bed, just to be clear. You can't say I can't get up and can't get out of bed and then say, but I do. Because there have been days I was so depressed, I did not get out of my bed, I did not shower, I wanted to fucking off myself, okay? Because again, I'm bipolar 2, I tend to have worse depressions. I've been really low before. Okay?
Which is crazy to me. It's a disability. It shouldn't be that hard to get disability. Well, I'm not lying.
It definitely should be fairly hard to get disability. Otherwise, everyone who was just lazy and was able to work, lazy people capable of working, they would just go and get disability then, So it kind of encouraged everyone to just rely on the welfare state, and it would be propped up by, the low and middle class workers mainly, so.
A mental disability. People with mental disabilities, some people can't even be around people. My dad can't be around some people sometimes.
Okay.
But sometimes he just stays home, keeps to himself. He was going to a job, and he stopped going to a job because he didn't want to be around people.
Okay.
He can be around people, but sometimes he can't. The reason why I don't have a disability is because I just got diagnosed.
Yeah, except for the learning disability, which she claimed to have had since school, to the point where they wanted an IEP from her to prove that she had it, even though you wouldn't need a fucking IEP to prove you had a learning disability. You could just go to your doctor, and they could look at your chart, and they could say, oh, she had dyslexia, oh, she had huge autism spectrum disorder, oh, she had Down syndrome, oh, she had, the syndrome where you are dumb. She had stupidity, I'm sorry. This took way too long, you guys. I'm sorry. I gotta lock in more, as Vocal says. I gotta focus more. Shout out to everyone again. Shout out to Tophia Archive for this awesome video. Well, the awesome audio. The videos, sometimes I feel like you're intentionally trying to cause me pain and make me wince and want to burn my eyes out. So thank you for that. Shout out to Heinz Bug and Santoki, even though they probably still don't even know who the fuck I am. Shout out to Vocal, and shout out to Rady and some Jing. So thanks for watching, you guys. I'm sorry this one's long again. But she's crashing out like crazy. She is crazier than ever. I went over, I had to pause a lot because a lot of what she is saying, just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense in any reality. It's either completely delusional or just completely nonsensical. She's so paranoid. She thinks people are fucking putting thoughts and shit in her head. She's out of her mind, you guys. And I really think her crashing out, she's actually having a fucking full-fledged breakdown. And I really do think she's going to be on the streets within 48 weeks. I truly do. I don't know for how long. Maybe she'll get off them quickly. But there's a under the bridge arc, and it's coming. I'm telling you guys. I swear to fucking God, because she's run out of shelters essentially, like where she is, and she can't leave where she is. So I don't know what else she's gonna do. You know, besides the worst thing that she could ever think of, which is get a job. So we're either gonna see under bridge arc or job arc. I'm not. I'm leaning more towards under bridge, but you know, you never know with Tophia. Who the fuck knows? She get a 9 to 5, and then all of a sudden say that people who don't work 9 to 5s and who sit at home streaming all day are lazy and just do nothing but suck off the system. That would be really in character with Tophia to do something like that. To start working and then randomly all of a sudden flip flop, do a total 180 and start hating on jobless, lazy people who just sit around live streaming themselves all day. I could totally see her doing that. That would be hilarious. So anyway, thanks you guys. I'm sorry this is fucking long and I'm tired now. It's after 11 here. I got shit to do tomorrow. I'm sorry you guys. I'm sorry this is long, but this is another crash out for sure. Like this entire thing essentially is another big crash out, especially from like here. Ranting about rich people, like man, she crashed out hard the last third of this, but she's crashing out the whole time. She's been crashing out like crazy lately. That's why I'm saying I really think that she's reached the end of the line with not being able to not work. Sorry, did I say that correctly? She's reached the end of the line with not being able to, not being able to not work. Yeah, it's kind of a double negative, but the way I'm saying it, it's not. So she's basically reached the end of the road with being able to say, I can't work a job. There you go. That's me phrasing it the correct way. So, yeah, I think they've told her, you know, like, and that's why she's like, oh, there are lists for it. I'm on those lists, you know, and then a second later, she's like, well, no, it's not happening for me, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, basically going back on everything she just said a second earlier. So many times during this video, I paused because she literally had just finished saying something, and then a second later, sometimes, said the exact opposite. Truly amazing. What a mind at work. What a Isaac Newton, you know? So, yeah, sorry guys, this is long. If you watch it, that's awesome. If you don't, I understand. Like, this is fucking long, but she's crazy, you guys. I really think so. I really do, and I think that's why she's gonna end up on the streets, you know? Like, her mental illness is so bad, and she refuses to treat it. She refuses to go to a doctor to get, like, she thinks she just has depression. I promise you guys, as someone who's been around a lot of mental illness, someone who has an immediate family who's a social worker who works with lots of people with mental illness, as someone who had another immediate family, be a teacher for special ed kids with extreme mental illness. I've seen a lot of different forms of it and a lot of it. And in my opinion, Tophia is very mentally ill. And again, that's kind of what makes it fun to watch, because she's so crazy. Like, she's almost like Terry Davis in the crazy shit that she says, so, because it's so nonsensical. So anyway, at least he wrote Temple OS. What the fuck have you done, Tophia? He wrote a whole operating system by himself while being insane. What have you done? So anyway, yeah, that's it, you guys. Take it easy. I hope you guys watch this. She's out of her fucking mind. Yeah, it's not long for her. She's not long for the inside life, you know? That outdoor living is coming soon. You better save up for a fucking tent, Tophia. That's all I have to say. Because even though you live somewhere where the weather is like warm enough where you can be homeless all year and not have to worry about freezing to death like people up in New York City do, on average, I think like a dozen homeless people in New York City freeze to death every winter. My sister would know better stats than me, my sister and my dad. So yeah, I mean, that's it. You know, save up for a fucking tent, Tophia. You're really gonna need it. I swear to God, I'm wishing you the best, but I'm preparing for the worst. And the worst generally is funnier from you. But I mean, like I don't really want her to end up under a bridge, but it's just the natural conclusion of her degeneracy, of her total unwillingness to engage on even the smallest of levels, the smallest of part-time jobs, the smallest of any concessions in that direction. She's incapable of it. So anyway, sorry guys, this is like 2 hours. I feel like a fucking moron for not being better at condensing these yet. I really don't know how to do it, especially when there's just so much to comment on. Maybe I just need to say less about it and just like address less points, but she just gives so much. She just gives so much. That's why I call her the gift that keeps on giving. She offers so many opportunities until she finally gets boring by the end of it, and it's like, okay, she's just repeating herself. But anyway, sorry guys, this is goodbye for real. Have a good evening. I'll try uploading this now. Hopefully it happens quickly.